So,
It's up there. It's in that
yeah,
list. Like we have to mention, like it is in that list of like if you're gonna mention a horror film, you have to mention this. Like, do you
yeah.
think that is why? Because like even today, I hear people mentioning it just out of jokes. Do you think when you have that like cachet and just that that tagline, what about it do you think kind of makes it that movie that people even still have to like mention in 2023?
I mean, with horror films, it's all about like one-liners, Chucky, you remember Chucky,
Oh
because
yeah,
of even Jack Nissicle, here's Johnny. You remember that because of like the one-liners and things that go on in the film and the horror or suspense film. So I think it's the one-liners, is the I think the overall synopsis from the film, because he's a guy who is a lot of bees, half a hand, killing people, don't care who it is. So but I think the one-liners that do it, because Candyman. It's like you remember that, especially as a kid, like Candyman or Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
yeah,
Like repetition and just one word
sticks in
repeated.
your
That's
head.
easy. It sticks in your
Yeah,
head. So I think that plays a role into having this film, being a top 10 and people remembering in it.
yeah, for sure. From 1 to 4 star, getting to our first top from 1 to 4 stars, what would you give it? I would go with four because I mean it fulfills a lot of the requirements that are necessary for a traditional horror film. And
Yeah.
Madsen, she's just a very strong, willed, sympathetic lead, and the plot has narratives that really they're not finished until like the end of the movie. Till you see that last scene about her turning into the new Candyman, and I think
Yeah.
it perfectly interweaves the plot and just the suspense. It really is a traditional horror film and what you expect in a
Mhm.
horror movie. From 1 to 4 stars, what would you give it?
I'll give it a 3.5, and I'm glad you said traditional horror films, because we don't see traditional horror films unless it's there like a remake or something like that.
Like
But
Get Out is considered a horror film,
yeah,
but it's
horror
different. So
film,
it's,
but it's
yeah,
different. What was the other one? With
that Jordan Peele made.
Lupita. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Us.
Us.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
another horror film, and then the one we had with Kiki
Can't,
Palmer. Them,
yeah.
I still don't
Nope.
understand that movie till this day. Nope. So I'm glad you said traditional horror film, and this is definitely traditional from front to back. How it was shot, the sequences, the blood, all this stuff. It was very traditional. I give it a 3.5 because even in the '90s, I thought,
I do
I'm
know
not.
you're gonna nitpick it with the how it
Yeah,
was shot. Yeah.
let 4 stars. Just give it 4 stars. It was the '90s. It's a traditional. I mean, you can't go against a traditional horror film. Like we
Yeah.
have a bunch of them. Freddy Cougar, Jason, uh, Chucky, Candyman, even freaking Beetlejuice. I was
Oh.
like, Beetlejuice even scared me a little bit as a kid. Beetlejuice was and a crazy dude